Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a super fun layout for make paper art. I'm going to be using the bow cut file. So off camera I went ahead and cut the little tiny cute bows out in two different colors of cardstock and then put just regular vellum behind them. And for that I used my Close to My Heart Bonding Memories glue pen, which I absolutely, I'm absolutely in love with. It's my favorite glue pen to use for cut files. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, I struggled with this layout quite a bit. This video is going to be a little bit longer than normal. My videos usually are like no longer than 10 minutes, and this is going to be almost a 17-minute video. So the first thing that I'm doing right now is I'm taking the 3 photos and I'm matting them on some of that leftover vellum from the vellum that I put behind the bows. And the collection that I'm using is the Imagine That collection. And I only have a couple of the 12 by 12 papers, and I do think that I have all of the embellishments. So I have the chipboard embellishments, the chipboard alphas, the die cuts, or the ephemera, and the tags and frames like pack. So I do have quite a bit, but my struggle was I knew that I cut out 6 bows. The cut file comes with 3 different styles, and so I wanted them in different colors, so I cut 6 out, and I only wanted to use 3 because I did use them kind of big. So here is what my first thought was. Now you'll see it changes. Oh my God, it changes so many times, you guys. That's the part that I was struggling with, was the bows and how I wanted to use them. If I would have cut them much smaller, I could have just used 1 and I would have been fine with that. And here in a minute you'll see that for a little while I do decide to only use 1, but then it goes in another completely different direction. So this is going to be a little bit of a chatty video. I know a lot of you guys said that you guys like that, so that's good because this took a while. Here is when I decided to do a grid style layout. So I am going to stick with a grid, which was one of my very first ideas kind of in my head, because that's what I love to do when I have more than 2 photos. So the photos are really small. I did use the app. Let me pull it up on my phone real quick so I'm telling you the exact right one. It is called Print to Size, and I have an iPhone. It's amazing, you guys. You can pick the size of paper that you're using, and you can size your photos and fit as many on it as you want. So I have 5 by 5 paper, photo paper right now because it came free with my printer. Or no, it came free with my ink that I ordered. Yeah. So that's what I'm using right now. And so I fit these 3 photos on the 5 by 5 photo. So they are small. And they are of me eating a macaroon. Macaroon? I don't know how to say it. I'm not sure how you properly say it. So you get the picture. You know what it is. It was delicious. First of all, it was my very first one. Miranda, my bestie, she's here on YouTube as well, and we went to the Scrapbook Expo together, and she told me that I had to try some. So she bought a couple, and this was my very first one, and I was pleasantly surprised. It tasted like a Thin Mint, you guys. I got the mint chocolate, or I think that's what it was, or chocolate mint. Anyways, it was amazing. It was delicious. And so I took pictures of me like looking at it, or not looking at it. I'm kind of looking at her. She was sitting on the opposite bed. And then one of me about to take a bite. And then she took a photo of it in my hand, kind of, I'm like presenting it. She gets me. We get each other. We're scrapbookers. So it was so much fun staging photos during the weekend because we did it quite a few times. And I didn't feel weird. Like even at the Scrapbook Expo, we were like staging photos, and everybody didn't look at us weird like we're crazy people, because everybody kind of understands that, you know, this is just what we do. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So that's what this layout is kind of about. And yeah, so here is the grid. So while I was talking about the photos, I matted the photos with the cardstock that I cut the bows out in, the same colors. And actually it was just the scraps left over from that cardstock. And so I kept, oh my God, I messed with this picture so many times. It did not look straight to me. It just looked wonky. I don't know what was up. It's still, like, it doesn't look perfect. I don't know. It's strange. Sometimes my eye will catch it and sometimes I won't. And then I'll look back through an album and be like, wow, that's really crooked. How did I not catch that? It's all good though. So now I'm grabbing another piece and I'm bringing that another color into this layout. This color is in this collection as well. It's just not really, it's not a very dominant color in the collection. I felt like it needed something to ground it. The grid papers, I guess, it just needed more grounding. So that's why I put that green behind, or the matte green behind the layers. And then also I decided to do this. So I took a strip of that stripe paper and cut it down and put it in the center. I just felt like it kind of grounded a little more and it just didn't look like it was kind of floating on the page. Yeah, that's the reason why I did that. So here you can see that my idea was to just use this one bow. This was my daughter's idea, to put it there on the grid part that didn't have a photo, I guess. So that was the original plan. And so now I'm looking through the tags and frames and the ephemera, and I'm pulling out pieces that I might possibly use. And I do that quite often. So especially when I have a new collection, I like to look through the pieces. I honestly like to keep my ephemera together with the collection if I buy a collection, or if I have, you know, a lot of a collection. Like I said, I don't have many papers, but I do have a lot of the embellishments for this collection. So I do like to keep them together in their little packs until they kind of dwindle down, and then I will separate them into my embellishment kind of way that I store my embellishments. So right now my daughter's trying to tell me to put this here, and I'm like, no baby, no, stop. It's not working. It's just not going to work. So now I'm like, all right, let's look at the chipboard. Let's see what else we have. And then I find this piece that says she leaves a little sparkle wherever she goes. And kind of being a scrapbooker, I do leave a little sparkle wherever I go. I always have sequins stuck to my feet, or from the craft room if one drops on the floor, or glitter on my hands, or I always find glitter in my hair. So it's quite literal. I really do leave a little sparkle wherever I go. So that was just kind of a joke for me on the page, on the layout. So I was just going to use the stripe paper, but then I had this idea to kind of put some borders on that stripe again to make it more grounded, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. You'll see here in a minute what I mean. So I'm going to stick the stripe paper down, and then I'm going to struggle to get the floral paper behind the stripe paper, and it was literally a struggle. It was really, yeah, not that one so much, but the next one I struggled with. I think because it's sped up, it doesn't look like it's a struggle, but it really is here. It stuck to the paper before I needed it to stick, and I'm like trying to get it just right. And then it's like, yeah, there we go. So you can also do that with washi tape. If you have washi, you can use that as kind of like a border on, you know, two sides or one side or whatever. And then I also was like, okay, this still doesn't look quite finished. So I'm going to bring in the polka dot paper, which is that more pink, that darker pink paper. And then I'm going to put it over top where they overlap kind of. there. And now, once I get that down, it looks finished. And I'm going to use that glue pen again. It's really, really super sticky. It's great. I love it. So I'm going to use that down that thin because it's so thin. All right, so there we go. Yay, I love it. So now it looks finished to me. It looks grounded, if, you know, if that really makes sense. I don't know. So now off camera, I'm not going to do this on camera because it took me quite a while. I'm going to get the bows just right, and I'm going to make a banner, you guys. Yay, a bow banner. I love bows. So let your creative process work. Seriously, it started out somewhere and it went completely in a different direction. I had no idea that this is how my layout was going to turn out, and I'm quite pleasantly surprised with it because it's a completely different direction that what I had in my head when I first started. And this layout took me over an hour, like well over an hour to complete, which is very surprising for me because honestly, layouts normally take me about 40 minutes. And that's like a long layout for me. So this absolutely came together. It took a while, but just let your creative process kind of work. So you kind of saw how I went with it, with the paper layers and moving things around and trying to get it to where it was pleasantly, it was pleasant to my eye, I guess. Made me feel good, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. So I did use like a really, really light purple and white twine to kind of hang the banner, I guess. And then I'm going to make some really, really tiny itty bitty bows with that same color twine to put at the end of the banner. So like that. Now on camera, I don't know if it looks great on camera once it's finished, but in person it looks so adorable. Like I said, I'm really, really loving this layout. It's super colorful. It's got bows, which are like my favorite. It's got a ton of bows. And I love grid layouts. I love them so much. So that's like the one way that I love to get multiple photos on a layout. A lot of people love seeing multi-photo layouts, and I actually do enjoy creating them. They're just a little bit more challenging for me, but I like to be challenged. So this was a really fun layout. At first, for a little while, I was feeling kind of stumped and I don't know, just like feeling kind of bad that I couldn't figure it out. And then once it started flowing, it was perfect. It went well, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. So I love this layout. So now I'm going to work on my title. And me and Emily, while I was creating the layout, my daughter, were trying to come up with different little titles. And she said, what did she say? She said treats, I think, a treat for you or something. And I was like, treat yourself. Not yourself, but YoSelf. It's kind of like all over the internet, treat yourself. And so I was like, that's it. That's it. That's my title. That is my title. I know it sounds crazy, but that's my title. So, off camera, you will see in the close-ups at the very end of this video. So if you want to see the close-ups at the end, make sure you wait. I'm going to glue the chipboard down. I do that off camera just because it takes a while, and I always do that just because the chipboard for some reason just doesn't stick as well as foam, like foam letters or foam thickers do. Just to be safe, I do put glue behind those, and I use my fine line bottle for that with Scotch, some kind of Scotch glue. I can't remember. It used to be Quick Dry. What is it called now? I think it's called tacky glue. Yeah, permanent tacky glue. So now I'm going to take those ephemera pieces and tags and frames that I pulled out earlier, and I'm going to kind of layer them here around the corner. And I'm going to also pull out some chipboard pieces. There's the little heart. And I'm also going to bring in some chipboard florals in some different places. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Nuvo mica mist in, let's see, I think it's called Antique Gold. Yep, Antique Gold. And I'm going to do some gold splatters because there are some gold accents in this collection. And then that's going to be my layout. I hope that you guys enjoyed this layout. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, I will have Make Paper Art linked below so you can check out the cut file shop and see all of Amanda's amazing cut files. She just recently, I think, did 3 or 4 more. So definitely head over there, check her out. I will have a coupon code linked for you below for 10% off. They're already only 99 cents each. So if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette or a cut and scan or whatever electronic die cutting machine you have, make sure you head over there and check her cut files out. I will also have the products that I used linked below if you guys want to check out this collection. And that's going to be it. I hope that you guys have an amazing day, and don't forget to spread love and be kind. Bye.